Okay, can you see my presentation slide? Slide actually. Okay, this one is the general research plan. I think we continue last week slide. Okay, qualitative research plan. Okay, is it true? We continue from this slide.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, for the qualitative research plan, first we need to provide some helpful information to valuing and feasibility of the study. Okay, first, what is appendices? Appendices is a document placed after the main body of the proposal with the label appendix A, B, C, and so on. They are not essential for understanding the argument, but they are evidence. Evidence that your plan is carefully prepared. It also showed that you have ethical clearance and also the proper procedure, and also you need to have a timeline. Okay. The timeline shows when each part of the project, your proposal will happen for qualitative work, which often involve prolonged field work. For example, you have interviews, you have iterative analysis, and then the timeline reassure that you understand the workflow lah. Okay, for example, in Gantt chart, you have month 1 until 2. You need to finalize the instrument, pilot interview guide, apply for ethic amendment, and so on if needed. And then month 3 to 6 is recruit the participants, conduct the interviews to the focus group, field observation, and so on. And then month 7 to 9 is transcription, initial coding, and also memo writing. And then month 10 to 12 is you doing the thematic analysis, member checking, and triangulation. And then for the last 2 months, 13 to 15, you write up a chapter, prepare for Viva or defense, proposal defense, and then submit to journals. Why it matters? Because the timeline shows the project fit with the degree of duration of grant period or grant period. Okay, and then proposed table of content, TOC, is outline the structure of the final thesis or report. It answer if this study is completed successfully, how the final document will be organized. For the qualitative proposal, TOC might show the introduction. First, the introduction. Basically, the introduction consists of the background, problem statement, research question, objective, and also the significance. Number 2 is the literature review. Literature review consists of theoretical framework, or sometimes we use conceptual framework in the introduction, empirical studies, and also gaps. And then for the methodology, you need to have a research design, setting, participant, sampling, data collection method, data analysis, ethics, and so on. And then chapter 4 is finding, team, sub-team, illustrative codes, and so on. And then discussion, link finding to the theory, literature, and practice. And then conclusions. Okay, basically for qualitative, you need to have a 6 chapter. Conclusion, implication, limitation, and recommendations. And then references. For OC, I think you should have the APA 7 edition. and then you need appendices. Okay, and then why it is important to have the table of content. It proves that your thinking is coherent, and the study will lead to a structure and also to prove that you are scholarly and help basically the examiner to see whether each research question is logically connected to the chapter and section. And then a sample consent form. The purpose in qualitative research particularly involve the interviews, focus group, and also for observation. And then you need to have informed consent is ethically mandatory. Okay, the sample consent form you should provide in the appendix to indicate what participant will read and also will sign. A good consent form typically contain a study title, clear description of a study, what participant involved. For example, 19 to 90 to 60 minutes audio recorded interviews. Okay, and also you need to have the voluntary participant and right to withdraw without any penalty. And then please ensure also the confidentiality and anonymity. Okay, use the data storage who can access recording and transcript. You should inform the participant. And then you need also to highlight the risk. For example, emotional discomfort when discuss the sensitive experiences and benefit. No direct benefit, possible indirect benefit, and so on. And then please also tell the participant how data will be used. For example, for the thesis, journal article, conference presentation, and so on. You need to acknowledge the participant. And then contact detail for question and also complaint. If you have any complaint, you should go for consent form. Okay, any questions so far? Is it okay? Okay, and then this consent form is show the respect participant autonomy that allows the examiner or supervisor to check whether the language is understandable and not cohesive. And then IRB approval in Malaysia, at OC, it's called the ethics committees. Ethics committee, the purpose is to scan the what usually appears in the appendix is the ethics approval. Okay. Okay. Some of the journals you are required to acknowledge and to have some appendices. Appendix for ethics approval. And then a sample of data collection protocol. Data collection protocol are detailed instruction or instrument that you will gather the data. First, you need to have the interview guide. Okay, for example, you have semi-structured or in-depth interview schedule with the main question and suggested probes. For example, can you describe your experience of? Okay, and then the probes, what happened then? How did you feel? Can you give some example and so on? And then number 2 is focus group guide. For sample of data protocol is you need to have an open question, transition question, and key question, and also closing questions. Also includes procedure for managing group dynamically and confidentially. And then you need also the observation protocol, the checklist, checklist that you have some of the behavior, interaction, environment, space for descriptive note and also analytics memos. This one is important because your method need to be systematic and replicable. Help the supervisors and also examiners to judge whether your question are aligned with the research objective and also suitable for the population that you are targeted and indicate that you have thought the trustworthiness, example using multiple data sources and triangulation, and provide a basic training research assistant if others will conduct the interviews or observation. Okay, in summary, you need to provide the appendices to provide concrete evidence to demonstrate you have the realistic plan, timeline, to show respect through clear consent from ethics, okay, ethical approval from UPSI that also prove that your data collection protocol are rigorous. This one is very important for qualitative. Okay, any question?
No, doctor. All clear.
Okay. Okay, and then you need to have also some evaluation. This one is to check and balance for your research question. This one is divided into two, informal assessment and formal assessment. The purpose of evaluating the research plan is to ensure it is feasible. First, feasible is can be done with the available time, data, and resources. Secondly, the ethical, thus it protect the participant right. For example, that you protect the participant. That one is very important lah. Okay. Okay, and then valid and reliable. Okay, will the design yield or measure the trustworthy result, and then lastly is well structured. And then for the informal assessment, informal assessment is a feedback based, feedback based, and also sometimes happen during the early stages of proposal development. Okay, you need to have some critics by researchers, advisors, peers, and also the colleges. The researchers continuously reviews their own plan for clarity and also for the logic. Advisors, classmates, or research group members give some constructive criticism. For example, a classmate may point out that your interview questions are too leading or sometimes it's not aligned with your research objective. What is the goal here? The goal here is to refine the idea through the discussion and peer feedback before formal submission. Okay, and then you need also critics, or feedback by experienced researchers, senior academic or expert in the field who may not be your supervisors. This one is important to provide some beneficial input. It also important that their insight often focus on methodological soundness, ethical consideration, and scientific contribution. For example, an expert in qualitative research may suggest that using thematic analysis instead of content analysis based on your data type. This one is based on your data type. And then for the result, improve the credibility and also alignment with the discipline standard and early detection of some of the weakness. And then for the formal assessment, involve two main procedure here is testing or trial implementation. Field test and pilot studies. Field test is trying out your instrument. For example, like the interview guide, observation sheet or questionnaires in actual research setting. Okay, you can do also for the quantitative research. For example, conduct 1 or 2 interviews in the target community. Okay, and then to check if participants understand the question and if the setting is suitable to the targeted group. And then helps you to see the real world challenges such as noise, participant availability and cultural sensitivity. You must take into consideration. And then you can also have a pilot study. This one sometimes we call it as a mini research. A mini research of your full research. You need to conduct the same step, data collection, analysis, interpretation, but with a small sample size. This one, the timing is very important. Okay, if one interview is too long, you need to have some precaution because if you do interviews, the timing is very important. And then secondly is data richness, responses deep enough to answer your question, research question. Okay, and then you also need to check for ethical clarity to participants feel comfortable and also informed. What is the main objective of formal assessment? Is to refine tools, to also to refine the timeline that you plan and logistic before fully launching your full studies. Okay, and then you need some modification based on some evaluation that you get from the informal and formal assessment. After both informal and formal assessment, the researcher review all feedback and test results. Okay, makes modifications such as rewriting unclear research question. Okay, you need to rewrite again. Okay, secondly, adjusting sample size or sampling method. Okay, thirdly, revising consent from wording. Okay, from wording and then reordering interviews question or adding some important prompt and changing data analysis plan if the team are not suitable or not emerging as expected. Okay. Okay, here I can summarize type of evaluation for informal. What does it implement for researchers? Okay, for advisors and for peers. What it will be check clarity, logic, and theoretical grounding. For the outcome, it refinement of the ideas and also for the design. For the formal is for the researcher through the pilot and field test. What it checks, the practicality, feasibility, and also the data quality. And then the outcome will be adjustment for the tools and also for the methods. Okay, modification is for the researcher. Incorporate both informal and formal feedback. You need time to see again for the informal assessment what is missing. Okay, for formal assessment also. And then the outcome will be final validated research plan. Okay, you need to have both. A good research plan is never final after the first draft. Okay, this one is a key takeaway way forward. It must go through the critique, testing, and revision. to ensure it is ethical, because you do the qualitative research, and then practical, because you need some input from the participant, from the sample, and then it also reflect on your research title and producing a valid result. Valid result. Okay, any question? Is it okay? Okay, research plan is very important for qualitative. Okay, any questions so far?
No, doctor.
Okay. Okay, this one is important also. You need to identify research topic. Okay. Identifying topic mean choosing what you want, you demand to study. A topic basically give you a direction of your research to your research. Okay. It also the starting point that define the boundaries of your research investigation. Without a clear topic, a study can become too broad, too specific, or impossible to complete within time and resource limit. Okay, a research topic focus to study to a defined manageable size. This means that your topic should not be too broad. For example, education in Malaysia, or too specific or too narrow. For example, effect of one math application on one student only. It must be specific enough to study deeply within your available time frame and also resources. For example, too broad, the health quality among Malaysian is too broad. Manageable is a perception of dental hygiene among secondary school students in, for example, in Selangor. Okay. Okay, so well-defined topic will assist and help you to focus your reading, data collection, and also analysis. Number 3, it provides a structure for step in the scientific methods. Okay. Once you identify a topic, it naturally gives you a guide for every stage of your research process. First is step is observation. Guided by topic, what do you want to explore about this topic? Okay. Number 2, question, what specific aspect do you want to answer? Okay, and then number 3, hypothesis or your objective. Aim is what do you expect or hope to find. And then method, what design and data collection fit, okay, or appropriate for your topic. And lastly, for the analysis, how will you interpret the data related to your topic? It will discuss in many ways. Okay, first is a research question. The question you want to answer through your study. For example, how do you how dental student perceive body donation for medical education? Okay, this one is a research question. For the research problem is the issues or gap that needed to be addressed. For example, there is a limited understanding of cultural and religious barriers that influence body donation among Muslim students. And then you need to also highlight the purpose of your research, the main goal or intention of the study. This one sometimes the student might confuse. For example, to explore the perception of ethical consideration of body donation for anatomy education among Muslim dental students. Okay. Okay. So you need as a summary for this slide, you need a clear topic that keep research focused and also realistic. It also provide a framework for your entire study process, and it can be expressed as a question, as a problem, and purpose of your research question. Okay, choosing the right topic ensure your research is achievable, relevant and also meaningful. Okay, I think for step by step guidance for identifying a research topic is first start with a broad area of the interest. Okay, you need to ask which general field do I care about. For example, if you care about more about a bully studies in school, this one is you need start from broad area first. Secondly, look for this research issues or gap. Okay, what problem, what controversy, unanswered question do I see in this area? Okay, the sources for ideas is your own experience, complaints or difficult talk people talk about, and things that confuse you when you're reading the literature. Number three is narrow it down. When you want to narrow it down, please make sure that you concern about the population, place, time, and also the variable. Please make this 4W and 1H. Who, population, where, one faculty, one school, when, this year, another 10 years, okay? And what exactly the knowledge, attitude, practice, perception, experience, and how you want to implement your population, place, time, and also your variable. And step number 4 is to check the feasibility. Can I actually do this study? For example, the access, the time, sample size, the time, the resources, the ethics. And then do a quick scan, literature scan. What have another researchers already done on this? This one is very important. You cannot do the research that cannot be answered. What has been studied a lot, what is missing, okay? For example, if you study one topic, example in early childhood, what is missing is basically the population, what is the method, what is the contact, any contradiction finding. This will help you to avoid repeating a study, same study. Okay, number 6 is formulate the research problem. Okay. You need to have a clear research or clear problem statement. Step number 7, turn it into the research question or hypothesis. Okay, for qualitative is basically how, what are the experiences, what is the perception. For the quantitative, is there a relationship between X and Y among the problem? Okay, what is the level of knowledge? What is the level of attitude and so on? Step number 8 is state the purpose of the research. Okay, and then you finally summarize the aim of purpose. Okay, this one is very important. Any questions so far? Is it okay?
Okay, doctor.
Okay, quick checklist. Before you finalize the topic, you need to answer some of these questions. First, is my topic specific? Is there any real problem or gap? Do I know who, where, when, what I'm studying? Is it feasible with my timeline and resources? Also, that I can state clearly the research problem. What is your research problem? What is your research question? And what is your purpose of your study? Because if you need to further your study for PhD, you need to have some to highlight your research novelty. What is your novelty? What is your research contribution? Okay, next is also identifying the topic. This one is 4 main sources of the topic. Okay, first you need to understand the theory. A theory is an organized set of ideas, principles, or explanation that describe and also predict the phenomena, environment of your research. Researchers often choose a topic based on the theory that needed to be tested, expanded, or being applied. What theory is important? Okay, provide conceptually rich topic. Theory normally give you the structure and direction. They also identify key concept, key component, and also relationship that can be explored. Example, in psychology, some student using the Maslow hierarchy of need to study. Okay, in education, applying constructivist learning theory. Okay, the key idea is when theory leave a gap or some question that you can apply to your research. And then for research experience, why personal experience matters? It gives the authenticity and relevant to your research. You already understand the content of your research, and so you can identify the real world issues that you need to study. For example, a lecturer observing low student engagement might research the use of AI tools to improve the participation for example, in mathematical classes. Okay, this one is personal experience. You can report your personal experience, but please provide some references. Some of the students might reporting the personal experiences, but they didn't support with the appropriate references. This one is very important. And then replication mean repeating an existing study. You can repeat another study, but please do not copy and paste the content. You need the context of the study. Okay, the purpose of replication is to confirm or challenge the earlier findings. Okay, you do the same study, but the output will have a different different paradigm. And then to test the generalizability of the result, whether the finding apply to different population or settings. And then lastly, to improve the reliability of existing knowledge. The key idea, replication strengthen the scientific knowledge and prevent false conclusion from a single studies. And then last one is library immersion. Library immersion means that immersing yourself in existing literature. You need to put yourself in the literature. First, what you need to do is you need to read the journal articles, thesis, report, okay, the case study, okay, and then it is important to identify what has already been studied and where the gaps are missing. what is important is reading widely help you to find the trend, contradictions, and some unanswered question. You might begin to see a pattern like most study focus on the early childhood. Few study use qualitative approach and so on. Okay, you can have some pattern. The pattern cannot emerge if you didn't read a lot of journals. Okay, for example, after reviewing the literature on body of AI, you might notice that a few study explores basically on the content only, but not for the context and ethics of AI. The key idea here, the more you read, the more you can identify what is missing, and the missing piece can be your contribution, your novelty contribution. Okay, you can list one possible topic under your research topic from the theory, from the personal experiences, from the replication, from the journal reading. Okay, also from the community. You can ask the community, for example, you can ask the school what research that you might implemented in your school environment. This one is very important. Okay, any question for this one? Okay.
Okay, doctor. No any questions so far.
Okay. After you have selected your topic, this one is very important. Some of the student might miss the explanation of this. First, you need to narrowing and focusing on topics. When you start your research, your initial idea is often too broad. For example, AI in education, or sometimes you are missing the variables. Broad topic are difficult to study because they include too many variables, too many population, or too wide scope. Scope is too wide or too broad. Narrowing means making your topic more specific and manageable by focusing on. Okay, please take notes. First is particular group. Okay, particular group. For example, you are studying special need. You need to specify. Example, early childhood from the age 3 to 5. Okay, this one is very specific. 3 to 5 in Selangor, which area you need the particular group, and you need also a specific issues. Specific issue, for example, special need. What is specific issues is basically you need to study the dyslexia or certain problems. And then you need to have also limited setting. Limited setting means that you study in UPSI only. Okay, you study at the kindergarten. Okay, which area? Okay, and then you need also have a specific time frame. Okay, specific time frame means that post-pandemic period, for example, post-pandemic period. Three problem with the broad topic. When a topic is too wide or too broad, your literature become endless. Okay, your chapter 2 is become endless. You must read 100 of unrelated papers just to cover the area. Okay, when you want to submit or you want to, okay, specific. Okay. Your literature, basically, you can go for the Scopus lah. Okay, this one I think you have access. If not, you can check with library. Okay, let's say you want to study special need. Special need. Okay, and child. Okay, and education. Okay, here you can find a lots of document found. Okay, and then you need to filter the specific time frame. For example, you want to search from 2020 post pandemic until 2026. Okay, and then you want to the document type is for articles. Okay, and then publication stage is final. Keyword is a child. Okay, human. Okay, and then this one type of sources is you pick journal and then limited to English. Okay, here you need to screen. Screen, for example, here an examination of the hopeless level and self-esteem of parent with special need children. Okay, you can take this one as your topic or title. But please, do not repeat the same mistake. You need to identify what is the dependent and dependent and independent variables. Okay, challenges and opportunity for inclusive, equitable, and accessible school holiday clubs for children with special education needs and disability, and so on. You need to screen by your own. This one is very important. Okay, this one is very important. And then complicates the organization and of the literature itself. When your topic is too broad, the literature review become disorganized because there are too many ideas, variable, and perspective. For example, technology in education. Technology in education is nowadays is more more specific. For example, we have mobile learning, we have e-learning, we have virtual reality. Okay, and then your topic become mixture of everything without a clear focus. And then number 3 is you need to create study that you need to avoid to create study that too general, too generic, too difficult to carry out, and too difficult to interpret. A broad study usually means too many participants, too many data point, too much time and money. It also data is vague and hard to interpret. For example, the effect of technology on student. Okay, what kind of technology? Which student? Which student? What is the outcome? You will end up with the result that cannot be clearly explained. So the solution is to narrow and focus on your topic. To avoid this problem, choose one aspect of a larger topic. Limit who, where, and what. Okay, you need to limit. Focus on specific relationship or question. For example, yes, do you have any question?
No, sir.
Okay, if you have any question, you can ask. For example, AI in education is too broad. You need to narrow the topic, use ChatGPT in improving scientific writing among postgraduate students, for example. Okay, for early childhood field, for the topic, start with the, for example, child development is too broad. Playing in learning, parental involvement, early literacy. Okay, for the broad topic, child development is too broad. A narrow focus is social emotion development among 5 years old preschoolers. Is very narrow. And then you need to have a research question. For example, social emotional development among 5 years old, 5 years old preschoolers. How do teachers promote social emotional skills among preschoolers through daily classroom routine? And what is the research problem? Many preschooler teachers lack structured strategies to support and improve the social emotional development. This one is very important. And then focus on researchable topic. Researchable topic meaning that you need to have the focus topic ready for proposal or some deep discussion. For example, the impact of storytelling on moral development amongst preschool children, teacher perception of emotional regulation strategies in early childhood classroom, the use of picture book to teach empathy in multicultural early childhood classroom and so on. Tips, I give you a tips. First, you need to ask, is it specific? Okay, is it manageable? Is it meaningful? And number 4, is it ethical? This one is very important to interpret. Okay, this one is the strategies. What you need to understand and what you need to do. Okay, so far is it clear for the topic? Okay. This one is just example. When the students start brainstorming for topic, sometimes often too broad. The only topic help to focus one manageable issues. Avoid overwhelming literature review and produce clear, interpretable result. First, you need to talk to the expert professor in your colleague or department at UPSI. They have a ton of experience in the field. They can tell you which area have been overreached and which one still have some gap. For example, in early childhood education, the student might tell a lecturer, I want to study a play in a childhood, and then the professor would suggest how pretend plays develop emotional intelligence among preschoolers. Okay, researchers, this one is practical insight. If you have peers or friends, you can have some discussion. Okay, for example, a researcher working on parental involvement might suggest studying fathers' participation in early literacy activities and read the secondary sources that provide overviews. This one is very important. Any questions so far?
No, doctor.
No, sir.
Okay, handbook. For example, these are comprehensive guide covering the main theories, method, and finding. You can pick, for example, handbook of early childhood education. Okay, and then you can also refer to encyclopedias. Okay, example encyclopedias of child development. Okay, reviews. Basically, literature review or systematic review. That tell you and identify what is missing. Okay, example, after reading a systematic review, digital learning in preschool, you might notice that rural schools are under presented. This one you need to have a clear vision. For example, talk to professor. What is the purpose? To get the advice on focus, feasibility, and relevance. For example, how do I narrow my topic on children play? This one is the example. Okay, key takeaway here, to narrow your topic effectively, you need to seek guidance from the expert who knows the field very well. Do not just pick the expert. Read widely from articles, books, okay, but strategically plan. You need to plan your studies and focus on one clear question or populations. Population that you are familiar upon. Okay, do not pick a population that you cannot reach. Okay, this one is more on the quantitative study. That the other one is from qualitative perspective. Okay, so far do you have any question? Is it okay for the topic? Do you have a topic right now? Okay. Okay. Quantitative and qualitative study different in when topic is narrowed. For example, the purpose for the quantitative research is to measure, test, and to generalize. For the qualitative is to explore, to describe, and understand the meaning. The data is basically for quantitative is numbers and statistics. The qualitative research is word, experiences, some observation, the opinion, and so on. For the quantitative is basically fixed and structured. Okay, and then for qualitative is flexible and evolving. Okay, example, survey with 300 respondents for quantitative. For qualitative, the respondent is not too broad. Okay, for example, in-depth interview with 10 participants. Okay. Differences, quantitative study narrow the topic initially. Okay, the researcher decide early on what variable, the hypothesis to test, population, the instrumental, example questionnaire, scale, and so on. Okay, but the qualitative study or qualitative research, the topic often start broad because the goal is exploration. Okay, you need to have some exploration. And as the data are being collected through interviews, observation, the researcher gradually refine the focus based on the emerging themes. Okay, and then this called iterative process in qualitative. For example, initial topic parental involvement in early childhood education. Okay, during early interviews, the researcher might discover that father's involvement is very different from mothers. And then parents struggle with the time management. The topic can be narrowed to challenges faced by the fathers in participating in early literacy activities. Why difference matter? Because timing of the focus. Quantitative at the start, qualitative during the process. Okay. The research question clearly defined before the data collection, but qualitative is evolved and become clearer during the fieldwork. You need to have some fieldwork. And for the design, fixed and predetermined. For the qualitative, often open and adaptive. Example, is there a significant relationship between A and B? That one is quantitative. For the qualitative is how do participant experience of perceived effect A on B? Okay, for example. Okay. Okay, for summary for this one, in quantitative study, you enter the field knowing exactly what you're looking for. For qualitative, you enter the field that discover what is meaningful and refine your focus as insight grows. Okay, researchable and non-researchable topic. This one is very, very important. Some of the student might miss out uh, uh, the researchable and non-researchable topic. Okay, for example, researchable and non-researchable topic. Researchable topic can be investigated through the data analysis. For example, in early childhood education, example of researchable topic, the relationship between play-based learning and emotional development among preschool children. Why it is researchable? Because can be studied through observation, questionnaire, and teacher interview. What is non-researchable topic is cannot be answered through scientific data collection or observation. It's too philosophical or too broad. For example, in early childhood education, why are children innocent by nature? It's very confusing. Why is not researchable? Because philosophical question cannot be empirically tested lah. For the education, why do some teachers lack passion? This one is very, very common, but too subjective and too broad. Okay, for forensic sciences, is this the end of human existence? That one is not been answered. This one not researchable because it involves the religious, philosophical, and not observable or measurable. How to test if a topic is researchable? First, can I collect the data to answer it? Okay, you need to answer. Secondly, is it specific or focus? Okay, is it ethical to study? Is it feasible? Will it add knowledge to my field? Okay, this one is very important. Okay, any question?
No, doctor, not anymore.
Okay, this one I have explained. Okay, this one interest, identifying emerging topic. Okay, you need to have a topic that very potential to study. Two broad problem. This one I have explained. Okay, minority group members are not advancing in their careers. Okay. Okay, what is the research problem? Okay, this one is very important. Research problem basically a gap. Gap you want to study lah. Okay. Okay. First, what is and what ought to be. Find out what is the information. What is the current situation and what ought to be is the ideal expected or desired situation. Example, what is current? Many children enter preschool with a weak reading readiness skill. What ought to be is children should enter preschool with basic pre-reading abilities. Okay. Ought to be is the ideal expected for the desired outcome. Okay. Find out why the information is being sought. Okay. Ask yourself why this study is needed. Okay. Why do preschoolers have poor fine motor skill? Okay. You need to determine whether the information is already exists or not. Review the journal, review the dissertation or some report. Determine whether the question can or should be answered. Make sure your problem can be studied with the available method. Why do children dream? That one is not non-researchable. Human are already dreaming. And then you ask, why do children dream? This one is impossible to research. You need very common research question. What type of dream are most common children among children aged 5 to 7? That one is researchable. You use exploratory research. Do preliminary study. For example, interview teachers about the challenges they face teaching STEM. And then situation analysis. Example, the issue is the issue of poor dental hygiene more common in the urban, rural or rural preschool. Understanding the context help refine the problem. And use the iceberg principle. Like an iceberg, only the part of problem is visible. The real issue often lies beneath the surface. For example, the visible problem, preschool children are inattentive during class. Hidden causes, a lack of sleep, poor nutrition, okay, inappropriate teaching method. Your research should aim to uncover these underlying factors. Use the iceberg principle. And lastly, determine a relevant variable. In quantitative research, identify measurable variables. In qualitative research, define the key theme or focus area. For example, the variables parental involvement is independent. Literacy skill is the dependent. For the qualitative teams, teacher experiences, classroom environment and emotional support. And that one is the team. Okay, this one is the criteria for selecting a problem. It's very common. You have interest, size, economical, researchers, capability and limitation, and uniqueness. Okay, this one is the guide. Okay, is the problem researchable? You need to answer the question: has the problem been specified? Is the problem amenable to research? Okay, is the problem too large? How is the availability of the data? Is it the data is open or closed? Okay, am I capable of solving the problem? Okay, if you're capable but the the timeline is too long, you need to have some some solution for the problem lah. Okay, you need to ask yourself first lah. Okay, research objective or aim to clarify the existing theory, to correct a fault methodology. This one you need to read. It takes two forms, a problem statement and research question. This one is very important. Some of students might confusing between research statement and research question. For example, this study is designed to measure the effect of introduction of information security awareness course has the impact on computer science student. This one is problem statement, the gap. While the research question is to ask what effect has the introduction of information security awareness course had on the perception of the computer science student. To fill in the gap, to fill in the problem statement, you need to answer from the research question. Okay, and problem formulation is to have a good literature, enough background information in the field of the study, and develop the testable hypothesis. This one is very important. Okay, and then some of the reminder, ethics in doing research. You need the educational ethics, moral principle that govern educational activity lah. And then you need to have research ethics, tell the participant. Okay, and then deception, potential harm, informed consent and confidentiality are very common. Okay, this one the ethics checklist. Okay, you need to avoid of any harm. Privacy of taking part. Do not mention their names, phone numbers, and email. Okay, and also the quality of research depend in part of integrity and objectivity of your research. And then please respect the others. When you want to get some opinions from students, from teachers, from experts, please say thank you. Say thank you after you got your answers. This one is very important because you need to gain some respect from the participants. Okay, because they are contributing and also sacrificing their times. For your interviews, for your questionnaires. Do not force the participant. Okay, because some of the participant is very busy. You need to ask politely. Okay, this one is explanation for the ethics, privacy, and so on. Voluntarily nature. Okay. They have a right not to answer your question. Okay, informed consent. You need to have some consent. Okay, ethics in doing research. Okay, research design to answer is who, what, when, where, and how, and why. Okay. Okay, ensuring the safety of the researcher. The safety of the researcher is very important when planning and conducting a research project. Social Research Association Code of Practice in Safety of Social Researcher identify possible risks of social interaction, includes the risk of physical threat or abuse. This one is you need to avoid. Risk of psychological trauma. Okay, do not ask the sad person. Okay, risk of being in a comprising situation which increase the exposure to risk of everyday life. Okay, this one the summarization of ethics for research and publications. Okay, do not fabricate the data. Okay, avoid the plagiarism. This one is very important. Data falsification is a criminal. A criminal in research. You don't need to falsify the data and fabricate. Fabricate means that you cook the data uh, to be good. Okay, this one is just the summarization. Okay, any questions so far? Is it okay? Okay, do not forget to uh, to do the research proposal, research proposal, and also the assignment that I give to you. Okay, any questions so far? Is it okay?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor, all okay.
Yes, doctor.
Doctor, I have a question regarding the proposal. Can I ask?
Okay.
I was to ask that the proposal should be related to the Malaysian education or it should be the journal?
You asked about the journal.
Yeah, I'm asking that should it be only related to the Malaysian education system or any topic we can write
Yes,
from the word?
if your proposal align with the topic publishable in Malaysia Education Journal, you should focus
Okay.
on relevant issues lah. Okay, and
Okay.
you can
Issues
also
of the Malaysian education.
yeah. Okay, if
Okay.
you want to have some generic topic, for
Mm-hmm.
example, let's say educational policies in Malaysia, you should
Mm-hmm.
have uh, article from Malaysian because your topic is focusing on Malaysian context.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Fine. Got it. Yeah.
If you have a broad topic, for example, teacher professional development, for example, lifelong learning, teachers competencies, okay, you should
Mm-hmm.
have a broad, you can have a general articles or dissertation. If
Mm-hmm.
your focus, for example, professional readiness of nation teachers toward digital pedagogy integration, okay, you need to have 80% journals from Malaysian because your topic is related to Malaysian policies.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Okay. First, you need to start with your with a local problem lah. Use local data or policy context. And then please include the bilingual or multicultural dimension and use appropriate methodologies lah. Okay, if you search the journals, please also be in mind that you need to have is it the journal using quantitative or qualitative or mixed method? Okay, any question? Anybody else?
Doctor,
Yeah.
for individual assignment,
Uh,
have we need to upload the article?
no need. You just summarize the
Upload.
article.
We just upload, submit the final
Yes,
assignment.
yes. Yeah, final assignment. Maybe you can highlight your selected
Title.
articles lah.
Alright.
Okay. Anybody else? Is it okay?
Okey doktor. Doktor, saya tadi tak sempat nak ambil attendance doktor.
Siapa tu?
Muhammad Fadil Iskandar.
Fadil Iskandar. Fadil Iskandar. Kelas saya ke?
Kelas awak. Kelas doktor. Sorry doktor.
Fadil. Fardin. Okay.
Thank you doktor.
Okay, I think that's all for today. Next week we continue with the research problem and then for sampling. Okay, class. Later I will give the recording to I will upload the recording to YouTube. Okay, thanks for coming. See you next week, inshallah. Okay, assalamualaikum and
Thank you, Doctor.
have a good day.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Razak.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good day.